FM 94, The Dark. It is that time again. It's time to get to know a band we play here on The Dark, and I'm pretty excited about this. In fact, a few weeks ago, this band actually was a winner of our Rock in the Dark New Music Poll. The band is called VAJRA, and the lead singer of the band is Anna Maria, and I have Anna Maria on the phone right now. And first of all, thanks so much for joining me, Anna Maria. And like I told you when I answered the phone, really looking forward to this interview because I'm really interested in your music. How you doing, by the way?
I'm great, thanks. Thanks so much, and thank you so much for all your support.
Let's talk about the band VAJRA a little bit. And how did this band and how did this project for you all come about?
I was living in India, and I was on a journey of self-exploration. I called it my self-imposed exile because I needed to challenge my assumptions, who I was, what I was doing, where I was going, what I really wanted out of life, and it came down to music. So music has always been a part of my life since I was really young, and I started dancing when I was 3, and violin at 6, and then flute at 8. So, and then I left it for a while and did the responsible thing and became a responsible member of society working at a law firm. And I realized that I was not happy. So I left, went to India, and then I started, I was acting, modeling, and working on music. And I had to narrow it down because I felt like I was a jack of all trades, master of none. And so I decided music was the path for me, and that was the thing that, you know, if I were to look back on my life at 60 and, you know, wonder if I had a great life and if I did everything I wanted to do, that was the one thing that I felt I needed to do, or I would regret not having done it. So here I am.
And here you are today, obviously being played on our radio station and radio stations across America. You know, the music obviously is kind of what gravitated you to obviously have this project, this band. Was there somebody maybe back in the day that kind of influenced you a little bit to go that direction?
Oh, God, there's been so many influences. I mean, obviously a big influence was Tool. You know, there's Sabbath, there's P.J. Harvey, there's Madonna and Michael Jackson, and some Motown stuff. Classical Hindustani music is a big influence. Floyd, obviously, Doors. It's just always been a big part of my life, and whenever I was upset, whenever things were, you know, anything in my life, whether it was good or whether it was bad, music was always something that I turned to, and it was something that always helped me get through the difficult moments in my life, but also the good moments in my life. You know, I remember coming home from school and blasting the radio, you know, or if I was upset at my parents and pissed off, I could go upstairs to my room and blast the radio. So it was just always something. It was always something that helped me get through. It was a guide, I guess.
It's amazing how music is a soothing thing in a lot of different situations and a lot of, you know, tough situations, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. If I didn't have it, I'd probably go crazy.
You know, it's true. You know, and to be honest with you, sometimes music is what keeps people sane. I mean, in reality, it is. If they didn't have it, there would be no sanity to their life.
I really believe that. I truly believe that, yes.
You know, the one thing I'm really curious about is the name. And obviously, I'm sure this name has been butchered many times. You know, even how I started out. And I actually, when I first got this the first time, I was like, okay, must be like a silent J or something. So I was like, oh, it must be VAJRA or something. And then I started talking to Barry, and then Barry's like, you know, trying to stumble it out a little bit. Barry Lyons, I'm talking about. And he's like, yeah, it's VAJRA. And I'm like, oh, okay, I think I know that. How did the name all come about?
So VAJRA, well, it came from a dream that I had, and it was, again, another like self-exploration kind of awareness, expansion of consciousness space that I was in. And I wanted a symbol. I was getting my first tattoo, and I wanted a symbol that represented this dream. And when I did my research, I came upon the VAJRA, and VAJRA is the thunderbolt or the diamond. It is Tibetan Buddhist and it's Hindu, and it's that which breaks through anything. So it's like the ultimate truth of the universe manifested in a symbol that people can understand, because no one can ever possibly understand the ultimate truth of the universe. And that's it.
Very cool. Very cool. And we're talking with the lead singer of the band VAJRA, Anna Maria. And, I have not witnessed any of your concerts personally, been there at all. But I have seen some stuff, some videos, and you really get into these shows, don't you?
If you can't perform with an open heart and sit in that space, then I feel like, what are you doing up there? So yes, I try to. Every single performance, every minute of the performance. We just played the Loudwire. It was over 100 degrees. It was at higher altitude than I'm used to. I was like gonna pass out twice, and I just said to myself, "You must push through this and sit in that space no matter what." A sweat was pouring down in my eyes. It was stinging so bad. I was like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" But you have to, otherwise, people see that. People come to commune. I think people come to identify and to sit in a space for an hour that maybe helps them get through their day or their week or their month. If people can go to a show and listen to music and truly forget the daily space that they're in, that's the best part of what we're all doing here, I think, when we perform. So I have to give 100% in order for other people to, I think, want to relate and want to be a part of it. So thank you very much. That's cool that you noticed that.
You can definitely see the passion in you singing the music. I guess the question I was going to say is, the things that you're doing up there, that's not an easy thing that you're doing. You're dancing around, singing, doing all that kind of stuff. How do you prepare for this? Do you do a lot of working out? How do you get to that point?
Well, I do. I jog and I also do yoga. So
okay.
Yoga, I do Ashtanga yoga, and I meditate often. And like yesterday, I ran 10K, 6.6 miles. I like to jog along the Hudson. So yeah, I like to do both. And I used to dance. I started off dancing when I was 3, so I don't really dance anymore, except the little things that I do on stage, and I don't even consider that. That's not even dancing. It's just feeling and responding to the music, I guess. But I've always been athletic, and mountain biking and hiking and all that sort of thing. So it's just something I'm just carrying through my life. For me, it's all balance. Everything feeds itself. So that feeds the music. Music feeds that. Your soul. I like to be healthy. When I am 60 years old, 70 years old, I like to be able to move. So, I don't want to have a heart attack. So it's all, it's all together. It's like I just try to hit everything.
When you're on stage there and having your concert, what's the reaction of the fans? What do you get out there? What kind of vibe do you feel from the people out there listening to your music?
We had somebody come up to us. We just played a show with Waylon and Joplin, and we had some guy walk up to us, and he said, I got to remember exactly what he said. I don't know if I'm going to remember his precise words. Man, you had me tripping out, and I wasn't even on drugs. And I was like, that's an awesome compliment. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
So, that's what we're hearing, and that we take people, to other places, and that's the goal. I mean, when I go to a show, that's what I want. I want to be immersed into something else, and I want to come away from the experience, fulfilled and in a different space than I was when I entered it. So if we can do that, then I will be very happy.
We're talking with Anna Maria. She's the lead singer of the band VAJRA. Let's get to know a little bit more about you, Anna Maria, and what is in your music. And this probably is anything in your music collection might shock me a little bit, but what's in your music collection that might shock me?
The Madonna might shock you.
Yeah, well, you said that earlier, and I was okay with that. I mean, I'm a product I'm a product of the '80s, so I mean, I get that. So,
Let's see. I mean, oh God, Cyndi Lauper.
Okay.
Obviously, Dead Can Dance. Kate Bush,
Yep.
Charbo. Maybe Fever Ray.
Interesting.
She's amazing. Lust Mort is great. Oh God, trying to think off the top. I mean, classical music is always Mozart.
Right.
And the classical Hindustani stuff, but that would seem to be more obvious, I guess.
Cool. How about some current bands currently playing on the active rock format, the rock format that you're really liking right now?
Oh God, we're into. I listen to it. I don't know if you know if they're being played on the radio right now, but If These Trees Can Talk.
Okay.
So amazing, but they're more instrumental. Carnival is great.
Yep.
Catatonia, I love. Opeth. Tool, obviously, but I don't know if they're still being played. Perfect Circle.
Oh yeah.
Nothing More is pretty great. Chevelle, we just played with those guys on Loudwire. I think yeah. I'm drawing a blank.
You've named a lot of them there, so that's fine. Sometimes just getting one or two is what we're looking for. Just kind of seeing what Anna Maria likes to listen to a little bit. That's what we're trying to do here. Find out a little bit more about you. How about this? Obviously, you just finished playing with Loudwire. You had lots of bands that were there that day or for that weekend. If you had to put together, let's say, a 3-band bill, so VAJRA's playing with 2 other bands, who would you like to play with?
Oh, In This Moment. I totally zoned out. We would love to play with In This Moment.
Okay.
She's pretty awesome. The band is great. Rob Zombie.
Rob Zombie,
For
yeah.
sure. Yeah, we would totally love to play with him.
That would be a crazy concert. Rob Zombie, In This Moment, and VAJRA, wouldn't it?
Right? I think that would be really awesome.
That would
Can
be.
you hit that up?
Hey, well, we're just talking about it now. So, Rob, if you're listening, Maria, if you're listening, anybody in that management team, here, Anna Maria's ready to play with you guys. So come on.
Hook it up.
Let's make it happen.
Hook a sister up.
Hey, we talked off the air before we started. I was kind of talking about, your sound of the band and, for that matter, your music and how it was being kind of receptive across the nation. Here, right in this area, people are loving it. In fact, they voted for it, so obviously we know they like it here. But what have you noticed, I guess, overall, for the most part, of your sound that you guys have put out?
We were, initially we thought that it was going to be the coast that would like it, and that the Midwest and middle states weren't going to be receptive. It turns out it's like the opposite. The Midwest and the West are totally responding to it, and the coasts are still catching up to it. And we're just trying to get the word out as much as we can, and have people listen to it, and so we can get more fans. But overall, it's been pretty good. There are some people that just love it and think it's so amazing, and it's so different and fresh, and it's not cookie cutter, and that they really respond to that. And we were on Octane, Sirius XM. There was one person that had, I think wrote in on the Facebook page, get that Taliban crap off. And I was like, that's so ignorant. It's not even, has nothing to do with the Taliban. But, so you do get some people who don't fully get it yet. And we hope that we can change their minds.
Let's talk about a couple of songs that we've played on here. We've played Blind and obviously your current song, Inside the Flame. What's kind of the meaning behind both of those songs that I just mentioned? And for that matter, even just the current album that you guys have.
Well, Pleroma, the name of the album is Pleroma. Pleroma is fullness in Greek. And what we tried to do was, it's an exploration in paradox, non-duality. So you can't have one thing without another thing. So East meets West, female meets male, soft meets pummeling, hard versus meets soft, and that you need the contrast because that's what life is. So we tried to do that in each song, and we tried to do that for the entire album as a whole, if you listen to it as a whole listening experience. So now, Inside the Flame was meant to be the easiest, most simplest song, and it turned out to be the most complicated song. That's what it wanted. So we just gave it what it wanted. It's about maintaining your identity in a relationship. That was my perspective, but I'm sure many people can attach whatever meaning they want to it, and that's okay. That's the way it should be. So I don't want to go too much into detail about it, but generally maintaining your identity when you're in a relationship, and the fire, and how does it end? Does it end with you together? Does it end with you separate, or does it end with you in some kind of limbo space where you got to figure it out later?
That's the beauty I love of music, Anna Maria. It's up for interpretation for each individual person. Even though you might have wrote it for one thing, somebody else hears it, it might mean something totally different, but it still is a connection, and that is really cool, isn't it?
That's it. That's the intent. That's a good, to me, that's what good music will do for you. It's not so trite. You can attach whatever you want to it.
Have you had a chance to hear your music on the radio?
I have. It's wild.
Well, what?
It's like that stereotypical thing, like, oh my God, run! Still, we're like, I guess not still. It's just the beginning. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay, so what does it mean to hear your music on the radio to you?
It's like I see the music and these songs as my babies, and it's like the baby's walking on its own. So I guess I just feel proud that it's being embraced in the material space. I feel like it's taken something from a non-material realm and helped facilitate it in this material space. So, and that it's taking off, and that other people are getting it is. It's just cool. I feel like proud.
Very cool, very cool. Talking with Anna Maria, she's the lead singer of the band VAJRA. Obviously, we're playing their current song, Inside the Flame. Here's a question that I'm really going to be intrigued on this question, what your answer is going to be. And I ask this question to every artist that I have interviewed for the last couple of years. The question is, what artist would you like to cover one of your songs?
Oh my God.
What artist, yes, would you like to cover one of your songs?
Oh, wow. Oh, that's so hard.
You can have more than one. You can have a couple if you got a couple different answers, I guess. I've had multiple answers. That's fine.
Well, I mean, Dave Grohl is covering so many songs right now, so of course, Dave comes to mind.
Okay. Yep.
With the Foo Fighters. But yeah, we would love for Tool to do something, Pink Floyd to do something. Wow, if Jim Morrison was still alive, how cool would that be?
And that would work too, even if they're no longer with us too. We take those answers as well. Just it's just something to make you think a little bit. One of your songs, and maybe have a different spin on it a little bit.
God, I mean, the greats, of course. Who wouldn't want a great artist to cover your song? Mozart would be like sick, it's so sick.
That would be.
But it would be cool. Metallica did something too. It's like that.
All right, so we're going to make sure we get Dave Grohl, Metallica, to do one of your songs, and then we're also going to make sure that Rob Zombie and In This Moment are going to be on tour with you. So we've accomplished a lot of stuff today, haven't we?
I love it. I love it. We just got to set up a timeline for all this, and, just let me know. Please let your people contact my people, and we'll facilitate it.
I'm thinking you probably have a few more contacts than I do, so it might be. I'm just giving you the ideas. That's all I'm doing here.
It's great. They're great ideas. Thank you.
Hey, Anna Maria, let's get to know more about the band VAJRA. How do we find out more about this band? How do people find out more about this band and get involved and get interested in VAJRA?
Sure. We've got a website. It's www.thevajratemple.com, and it's, Vajra, VAJRA. We also have, Facebook, Twitter, and it's, facebook.com/Vajra Temple. So the temple part is the community. So Vajra Temple on Instagram, Vajra Temple on Twitter, and that's us.
Awesome. How about tours, future tours coming up? Any stops to Minnesota? I hear you have not been to Minnesota yet, and I probably scared you away before we started the interview because I told her it's going to be like 30 below here if you come in February.
No. I'm totally cool with that. It's all right. I'm not scared. I just need to make sure I'm very warm, so I need a very warm coat or like maybe a bodysuit or something. That would work.
We could have a traveling sauna for you, maybe. How would that be?
Ooh, that I would love. Yeah,
like the Pope. Yeah, like the Pope mobile. Like the Pope's in the mobile, so then we could just have you in this little sauna going along. How'd that be?
I would actually love that. I mean, I used to live in New Orleans and I lived in Mumbai, India, right? So It's like 100 degrees with 100% humidity. And you just sit there in your like tank top and your shorts and you're dripping doing nothing. So my body likes that. I'm used to that. The other stuff, it's not so good. Not so good.
There we go. We got 3 things now we can do.
We are trying to plan fall tour now. So we don't have date scheduled yet, but it's September, October, November, and we hope to get out that way. We want to get out there obviously before the snow and the winter comes, and then and then after that we'll probably do another spring thing after the winter.
We'll make sure that I talk to Barry and at least we get you up here. If not any kind of concert here, at least in studio and doing some acoustical stuff. That'd be really awesome.
Sounds great.
That would be great. Hey, how about future projects, albums, stuff like that coming up? Do we have anything on the horizon?
Yeah, we do. We're actually working on stuff now. I am upstate at my parents' house in a very quiet location, working on some new music for the next 2 weeks in an isolation. So, and then we're going to continue fleshing stuff out. We hope to have everything recorded and have a first single out maybe with a soft release maybe in early November, and then blasting everything probably in Jan.
Awesome. Hey, this has been a lot of fun, Anna Marie. I hope you've enjoyed it too.
Thank you so much. I have. It's been cool.
Hey, guess what? We're going to play your latest song right now, Inside the Flames. Does that sound good?
Sounds great to me.
Once again, that is the lead singer of the band VAJRA. That is Anna Maria. There's their latest song. It's called Inside the Flame. It's on The Dark. It's on FM 94.